What's going on, everyone? Bran here, and I'm about to give you the bloody breakdown, my review of Prey. A skilled Comanche warrior protects her tribe from a highly evolved alien predator that hunts humans for sport, fighting against the wilderness, dangerous colonizers, and mysterious creature to keep her people safe. Directed by Dan Trachtenberg, who you may remember directing such films as 10 Cloverfield Lane, and starring Amber Midthunder, star of FX's Legion and CW's Roswell, New Mexico. And of course, playing the role of the Predator himself is Dane DeLigro, who is a pro basketball player overseas, and you may have seen do some things on The Walking Dead and American Horror Stories. This thing acts as a prequel to the Predator franchise. I've heard a lot of people call this an origin story, but I don't know if I'd quite go that far. Definitely a prequel, 100% given the time period of what we're dealing with here. Right off the bat, I want to say that I am glad that it relied more on practical effects instead of CGI, not just because I'm a huge fan of practical effects. See John Carpenter's The Thing for prime examples of how to use practical effects in these types of films to your advantage, but when the CGI is used in this film, it's bad. It's really bad. So I'm really glad that they depended more on the practical effects than they did on CGI. But this thing has some very likable characters. You know, they're very easy to root for, in my opinion. It kind of feels like we know them on an emotional level. We see them go through some breathtaking action scenes. There's just some amazing scenes in general. The cinematography is very well done. There's like this scene with the ashes coming down around some of the characters, and it's just very well shot, beautifully shot. Like I said, some breathtaking action scenes, and the tension in this thing is mwah, chef's kiss. We've got some really cool Easter eggs in this thing, from props to some of the dialogue that is utilized in this film. I don't want to say anything because I always try to do these movie reviews as spoiler free as possible, but when you see them, you know, cue the Leonardo DiCaprio meme. You know, in addition to Easter eggs, we've got some pretty cool callbacks to the original, and in my estimation, one of the best callbacks to the original is just kind of the theme that it takes more than brute strength to take down the Predator. You have to outsmart the Predator. You have to use his strengths against him. Now, there are some minor motivation, I would say, and time discrepancies. Nothing too major, but sometimes motivations of characters and the time that has elapsed don't really make a lot of sense and pan out directly like I think we're supposed to perceive them. But other than that, there's really not a lot to complain about this film. In my opinion, this is the best Predator film since the original. Still not sure exactly why this thing went directly to Hulu to stream. I mean, we just got word today, as I'm making this video, that Evil Dead Rise is going from HBO Max to a theatrical release, and that Halloween Ends is going to be released on Peacock and in theaters simultaneously. So I really don't understand why this one went directly to Hulu. What the fuck are you thinking, Disney? This is an amazing film, like I said, in my opinion, the best since the original. And, you know, I just don't get why they didn't drop this thing in theaters as opposed to streaming. Nevertheless, it's a good film. I got to see it for free because I already have a Hulu account, so I'm not going to complain there. But I would have 100% supported this film in the theaters. All in all, I think this was a really fantastic film. Like I said earlier, some amazing tension, action shots, some brilliant cinematography, some really beautiful shots are taken in this film. You know, like I said, aside from the questionable CG, even though it is used sparingly, and some motivational and time disparities, I really don't have much to complain about this film at all. I absolutely enjoyed it, best since the original, and I can't wait for them to hopefully, fingers crossed, you know, use what they've done with this film to continue on with the franchise, because this was better than Predator 2, it was better than Predators, it was better than The Predator, better than anything since the original, and I absolutely enjoy it. I'll give this thing 3.5 out of 5 stars, and I'll definitely suggest to you all listening, if you haven't checked it out yet, you got a Hulu account, your friend got a Hulu account, grab that password and email, go check it out. Prey is streaming right now on Hulu, and if I were you, I'd stop what I'm doing right now. Yeah, cut this stupid fucking video off. Go watch it. It's amazing. So with that said, as usual, folks, leave me a like, drop some comments, let me know what you think about Prey if you've seen it. Got any questions, leave those down below as well. Subscribe and turn on notifications if you enjoy horror films, because that is what we do here at Bloody Breakdown. And definitely check the description section with a couple of links to follow me on Twitter or support this channel if that's something you feel like you might want to do. So, with that said, that is my review of Prey. I'm Bran, and you've just got the Bloody Breakdown.